Here you go. Say hi. Hello. Hello. So, hello everyone. So where do I start? Lighting natin right now. Hi everyone, it's Jeremy Heitman. Hi everyone, it's Jeremy Heitman, and this is Sean Heitman, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I think mas okay pa ganyan. Tignan natin yung sun. Okay. Hello. So, where do I start? Siguro nagtaka kayo, no? Kasi naiwan ko kayo. Our last update was before Shoni was born pa. Buntis pa ako nun. It was a gender reveal. We found out that Sean was a boy. Yeah. After ko siyang ipanganak 6 months ago, ito na siya. He's a very healthy baby boy. Sorry. The reason why I want to make this vlog is, at first I thought it will be a tour, well, mini tour, and then life update. How will I start? After the last vlog, sobrang dami nang nangyari. If you were a follower of my page, I've been updating there. Pero pagdating sa pag-vlog, hindi na ako nakapag-update. Siguro nawalan din talaga ako ng motivation. It was a bit challenging giving birth sa ibang bansa kung saan wala kang mga magulang. Wala kang ibang kasama maliban sa asawa mo. However, I'm still very grateful because my parents-in-law were here and they were very good to us. They actually adopted me for a while. When I was pregnant, I was with them because Scott was doing work on roofs. And ayun, I stayed with them there in Wayala. And it was really hard. Paano ko ba explain? 6 months ago na kasi. And it's very true na kapag ka umabot na ng ganong katagal, minsan nakakalimutan mo na yung pain. But, you know, giving birth wasn't something glorious. Actually, it consists of so many yucks and everything. So, life update. Nung iniwan ko kayo guys, that was the gender reveal. And since then, maraming nangyari sa life ko. Nag-update naman ako on my social media from time to time, but not on YouTube. And I felt really bad na hindi ko man lang nagawa ng vlog or documentary yung panganganak ko. And you know what, in reality, kapag wala kang team, mahirap talagang gumawa ng vlog kapag manganganak ka na. Lalo na kapag nag-labor ka na. Ang dami kong vision eh. Iniisip ko ganito yung gagawin ko. Sabi ko pa kay Scott, videohan mo ko ha. Kaso wala eh. Kailangan ko yung lakas ni Scott. Nahawakan ko siya. And I remember, nung nanganganak ako, wala, gusto ko na lang talaga lumabas na si Sean. It was 1 hour of pushing plus 17 hours of labor, and it wasn't easy. The doctors here were already, the doctor rather, was telling me already na mag-CS na ako, but I tried to push through kasi gusto ko na maraming anak. But kidding aside, I really wanted to try natural birth. And the midwives were really good. They were really amazing. Dito ako nag-check up sa Wallaroo. So, there's a hospital here sa Wallaroo. Pero I ended up giving birth in Wayala kung saan nakatira yung parents-in-law ko. Kasi nga, diba, nabanggit ko na inampon nila ako that time. So, bigyan ko lang kayo ng summary nung nanganak ako. It was January 19. That was my due date. Before my due date, meron akong mga Hickston-Briggs contractions. Yung mga false contractions na parang, it's a preparation but it's not really contractions yet. It's not yet the labor. Parang binibigyan ka pa lang ng hint, but it's literally nothing compared to the real labor. Nagkakaroon na ako ng ganun. Pero 1 week before my due date, I was really scared kasi akala ko hindi ako mag-labor kasi wala na akong ibang signs eh. Hindi rin pumutok yung panabigan ko. Nothing at all. And I was really worried. Sabi ko, ayokong maging overdue. I really want to give birth na. Sabi ko, sana kahit earlier. So, long story short, January 19 was my due date. Meron akong appointment sa hospital. And kailangan ko talagang pumunta ng hospital kasi nga due date ko na. 6 AM pa lang siguro ng umaga, binibilang-bilang ko na yung interval ng contractions. And it was still like 5 minutes interval. So, akala ko, sabi ko, ay hindi pa to. False alarm pa lang to. Hanggang sa pagpunta namin ng hospital at 10 AM, sabi nung nurse, pwede ka pa umuwi kasi hindi ka pa naman talaga nagli-labor. Yun yung akala ko. Tapos before ako umalis, nagpa-check na ako. Alam niyo yun eh, yung susukatin na kung bumuka na ba yung puwerta mo. So nung sinabi niyo 1 cm ka na, you're on labor. Sabi ko, oh what? Hindi pa ako nakaligo. Naka-ready na yung hospital bag ko, pero hindi ko pa siya nadala sa hospital kasi nga, ang purpose ko lang talaga is magpa-check up, magpatingin, and wala pa. Hindi ko pa ina-expect na nasa labor na ako. Sabi niya, pwede ka pa umuwi. Pwede mo ituloy yung labor hanggang sa talagang hindi mo na kaya. Pero nung pauwi na kami, nung talagang uuwi na ako, biglang yung interval, biglang ang bilis. Mga 2 minutes interval na lang, maya't maya sumasakit na talaga siya, nagko-contract na. So sabi ko, hindi na ako uuwi, I'll stay here. It was like 10, 11 a.m. Tapos, kala ko mga anak na, chinecheck nila every 4 hours kung okay na ba ako, ganito ganyan. Wala akong gano'n kumain, nagsuka ako noon. Long story short, nanganak ako 2 a.m. January 20. Ang haba nung labor ko, but I was just clinging on to the hope na, alam niyo yung verse na the pain that you've been feeling can't compare to the joy that's coming. Sabi ko, kailangan ko lang tiisin. Ito ka nakausap po si Sean. Sabi ko, Sean, labas ka na. And by God's grace, hindi ako nagkaroon ng complications. Alam ko kasi marami ditong nanganak na kapag sobrang tagal na, in emergency CS sila. Kasi it's either nahirapan na yung mom or yung heartbeat nung bata, bumabagal na. Alam mo yun, parang affected na si baby sa loob. But Sean was super chill. He was like a very super chill kid na talagang hindi nagbago yung heartbeat niya. He was just really healthy. And paglabas niya, alam nyo ba, hindi pa siya umiyak. I thought something was wrong with my child. Hindi siya agad umiyak. Tapos nung umiyak na siya, biglang mga ilang minutes muna bago siya Hindi ko ma-explain, but he cried like, it's funny kasi he didn't cry much like a baby. Yung tunog nung cry niya, hindi na pang baby. Not to scare those pregnant ladies out there. Alam nyo, kinaya ko yung panganganak and yung labor. Yung pinaka-challenging sa akin yung pagtahi. Okay. And I didn't expect this because this is Australia and I was hoping for the best. They've got such a great healthcare system here. Don't get me wrong. And sobrang gagaling ng nurses and midwives na nag-asikaso sa akin. But the doctor na nag-asikaso sa akin, I didn't really like him. Hindi ko napapangalanan yung nationality niya. Pero basta, galing siya ng ibang bansa. I think he's a migrant here. Nung tinahi niya ako, guys, ang sakit. And sabi ko, I wanna recover fast. So as I thought, akala ko nga makaka-recover ng mabilis kasi normal delivery. Well, nung tinahi ako ng doctor, yung nangyari po, I lost blood, like over a liter of blood. Pagkatapos kong tahin, nagtaka yung mga midwives bakit ako nagbe-bleeding. So I was bleeding and I was passing out because I can remember Scott like trying to wake me up. He said, Jem, can you please wake up? Can you please wake up? Stay with me. There was a reason why ayaw nila akong patulugin. And Scott didn't want to freak me out kaya hindi niya sinabi na talagang ang daming ng dugong nawawala sa akin. And the midwives were there, tinry nila na lagyan ng pressure. They were holding kung saan may bleeding. And hindi nila alam kung ano yung dahilan. So sabi nila, we have to call the doctor again. Kasi after niya akong tahiin, ayun na, umalis na siya. And nag-iisang doctor lang siya doon kasi it's a country hospital. Na-discover ng mga midwives na meron palang part yung hindi natahi. And oh my goodness, that was like horrible. So kaya ako nagbe-bleeding. So they held the pressure there for 1 hour until bumalik yung doctor. And pagbalik ng doctor, guys, grabe. Nilagyan niya ako ng anesthesia ng 3 beses. Pero hindi ko na naramdaman yung anesthesia. Naramdaman ko yung tusok, naramdaman ko yung tahi, naramdaman ko lahat. And sobrang sakit. Sumisigaw ako for another hour. Imagine mo yun, 2 beses akong tinahi. Tapos sobrang sakit talaga. And I feel like parang sobrang maga yung part na yun. For 2 weeks. Talagang hirap akong gumalaw. Dinaig ko pa yung bagong tuli. Sobrang sakit niya. And on top of that, I had to feed Sean. I had to be a mom. Ang hirap. Umiiyak na lang talaga ako noon. Sobrang depressed na. Sabi ko, Lord. Sabi ko, sobrang worth it ng anak ko. Pag tinitignan ko yung anak ko, doon ko nare-realize na sobrang worth it ng lahat ng paghihirap ko. Pero at the back of my mind, sabi ko, ayoko ng mga anak. Yun talaga yung na-feel ko noon. Sabi ko, ayoko ng mga anak. Hindi na ako manganganak ulit. So, pagkatapos noon, akala ko okay na. After 1 week, sobrang sakit. As in, kahit anong gawin ko, sobrang sakit. Chine-check pa rin kasi ako ng midwife that time. Pumupunta sila dun sa house after ko ma-discharge. Pagkakita niya, sabi niya, I think you need to go and have a check with with your OB. Sabi ko, ayoko nang makita yung OB na yun na nagtahi sa akin. And nag-iisa lang siya sa hospital na yun. So we had to leave and drive for another 45 minutes para makarating sa kabilang town kung saan may another hospital. Sabi ko, I want to see another OB kasi hindi ko nakaya. Ayoko siyang makita. What he did to me was so traumatizing. Pumunta kami ng Port Augusta. And thankfully, magaling yung doktor doon. Pagkatingin niya, sabi niya, nabuka na yung tahi mo. Sabi ko, 2 beses ako tinahi, tapos ang ending, nabuka lang. Besh, nabuka. I was so devastated. Kasi sabi niya, it's so swollen. Wala na tayong magagawa. Binigyan na lang niya ako ng antibiotics. Sabi niya, kailangan natin siyang intayin. Kasi kung tatahiin daw nila yun, mas magiging grabe yung lagay niya. Baka ma-infect siya, tapos yung infection magstay dun sa loob. So ayun, hindi ko na pinilit. Pero nag-subside naman na siya. Mga mommies nakaka-relate. And so ayun, after 2 weeks of being in Wayala, umuwi na kami dito sa Wallaroo. And dito na nagpatuloy ng check-up session. And ayun, it was very challenging. We went to Sydney twice for the past 6 months kasi merong conference to na ina-attend si Scott. And then the other one was Digital Discipleship Conference nung May. And then we go to KI twice a month. Doon naka-assign si Scott. And ito na siya ngayon. Ito na yung update. Sobrang obvious naman ng update, diba? Ito na siya. Ito na, besh. Ito na yon. Wala nang iba! So, ito na yung update ko. Ito nyo naman, obviously, lalaki yung anak ko. And after, ilang months na ba ang nakalipas? 8 months ago, after that vlog, ito na yung baby na yun. Ito na. Konti na lang, malalakad na to. Konti na lang. O, diba, in fairness, ha? Ang tagal kong nag-record, pero wala. Hindi siya nag-iingay. Behave naman ng baby ko na yun. Itong anak ko, parang kala mo hindi makabasag pinggan. Nagtatagalog ako sa kanya kasi ako lang naman ang makakapagturo sa kanya na magsalita ng Tagalog. And kaya ako nagtatagalog ngayon because Scott's not here. And it's not, well, maybe he's gonna watch it, but because I'm speaking Tagalog, he's not gonna watch it. Usahay magbisaya pa ko ani para makasabot pud siya kay dili pwede nang ano. And I know some people will say, wag dalawang language, wag Tagalog and Bisaya. Well, majority ng salita ko sa kanya is Tagalog talaga kasi that's the language that I'm fluent of. Pero I also have to speak Bisaya to him from time to time kasi yung parents ko Bisaya and he's got relatives na nasa Mindanao na Bisaya talaga magsalita. So I have to teach him that, and when my parents are talking to him on the phone, they're talking to him in Cebuano, Bisaya. That's what I told them. Sabi ko, you have to talk to Sean in Cebuano ha, kasi para naman sanay siya. So ayun. So that's my life update here. Sana nagustuhan niyo tong vlog ko. Okay na, expired na yung patience niya. Say, please don't forget to subscribe to Mommy's channel and hit the bell button for more updates.